Think we're good. All righty. So I'll just go ahead and kick this off. My name is Michael Sia. I am a UD alumni. I was the past AAA president and a member of AAA from fall 2018 to May 2020. We're here today to just kind of introduce AAA, get to know them. And I have a few talking points here to make sure we get everything underway. So first off, thanks to everyone who submitted questions in advance. We'll be doing our best to address them once the presentation is over. This is a part of a webinar series happening on Wednesdays at noon. We'll post a link in the chat in case you're interested in viewing the participants in those sessions. We'll be recording this, of course, and putting it and uploading it to UD Digital in the next week or so, where it will be available to the public. And today's session, again, will focus on the history and accomplishments of UD's Asian American Association, how they have adapted this semester and how they continue to build the community on campus. And with that, I'll just kick it off to Han, the current president, and we'll just get started.
Right, hi everyone, thank you for being here. We will kick off this today with a presentation we have put together. All right, can everyone see my screen okay? All right, to start off, welcome everyone. My name is Han. I am the current president of the Asian American Association. And really my role is to guide the vision of our AAA and really create that space for students to come together and learn about Asian culture and heritage and be a place where students can call home. And then next, the rest of my e-board will also introduce themselves.
Hi there, my name is Marie Dog and I'm the vice president for AAA. And mostly my job is to assist the president and the rest of the e-board to carry out that mission, as well as make sure the community feels at home and that all goes well.
Hi, I'm Mei Lin. I'm the marketing officer for AAA, and my job is basically to portray, I like to call the greatness of the organization through social media, and make sure that people know, what we're doing, and just control our overall image online.
Hi, my name is Shara Shrestha, and I'm the AAA representative. My role is to be in any space that needs any Asian representation. For example, Campus Unity with SGA or the UIUC, the University Inclusive Excellence Council. So anywhere that lacks or needs minority voices, I'm there to represent us as a population.
All right, thank you guys. So next we'll just go with our background. So really why AAA was really created. So back when I was a freshman in 2017, we saw that there was a lack of Asian representation on campus. So at the time of fall 2017, there were only about less than 1% of Asians on campus identify as Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, and less than 2% identify as Asian American. So because of this, the student population, the small population felt like there's a need for Asian representation on campus and to really create space for Asian American students or Asian students in general to really have a place to call home and share their experiences. So because of this, in spring of 2018, we created the Asian American Association in March, and as of right now, we are about 2.5 years old. So really going on to our purpose, we want to support Asian American students, and that's including, but really not limited to, Eastern Asian American, Middle Eastern American, and also Pacific Islander American. And we also really want to celebrate and learn about our Asian culture and heritage. So for those who are either from Asia or for those who grew up around the culture, we really want to bring it back to our peers as well, and also to the community to really educate one another. And then really be a space to call home. So as you know, the Asian American population on UD still is not very large. And we really just want to create a comfortable space where students can come, share their experiences of one another, and really to get to know peers that look like them and create another big network of friends and connections.
So one part that makes AAA, we feel like makes them kind of unique, is that we split up our community kind of into three separate families. And our family system was put in place, I think it's about a year old or maybe two, where we are divided into three families, and each family is headed by our social committee, which is two parents, and each set of parents leads that family in specific events and get-togethers to foster community. And really, we added this to AAA mostly just to allow for more interpersonal relationships, more a closer connection to the community, so they can really feel connected to AAA, especially as our numbers start growing. We feel like this is a great way to stay connected on a smaller scale, as well as make sure that all of our members feel included as well as a part of a family.
Right, so starting off with our first family is Asian Persuasion. So right now our two dads are Charles and Nick, and basically each family likes to spearhead different events throughout the semester. We also have events that we've done since the very beginning of families. And so for our family, we really like to host potlucks every semester, really get together and share dishes from our culture. And then during quarantine, we also made sure to interact with our family through Zoom in any other way possible. And we also like to go to external events with one another and really to foster those smaller communities and to create those bonds with one another.
Next, we have Crazy Poor Asians, which I've been a part of since my freshman year. The fathers for this family is Ashley and Jordan. One of the, I would consider, iconic things about our family is our dumpling nights. We've had plenty of dumpling nights, however, we such because of the pandemic. And we're a big fan of going out to eat despite our name. And yeah, we're also known for having game nights. So ever since we become virtual, one of our go-tos have been any form of games that we can do like together.
All right, and then I'm in the Rice Baby family. I've been in it since freshman year, which was just last year. We haven't done anything that much on campus just because of COVID. But for example, last year, one of our big events was we went to a pumpkin patch. As you can see, Michael was in the pumpkin patch picture. And then we went to dinner after that. We've been ice skating together. We've gone on a hike, and just we're a really close family, the best family in my opinion.
Thank you, Maylin. But so just to recap what AAA is today, so currently we have over 120 members in our group me, and because of COVID, how we really pivoted is before the semester even start, our marketing officer and a few other officers reached out to members like directly through like Instagram and to really create those bonds and connections with members, just because we are missing the in-person interactions, really making sure that even through online, we are reaching out to members and really recruiting and letting people know AAA is here to support you. And another big thing that we like to do is collaborate with internal organizations. So we have collaborated with MEC, the Multi-Ethnic Education Engagement Center, and really push forward to be included into that community, and so that our members can also feel included as well. And that's something that we are still continuing to work on. And then also we also are networking with external organizations. So right now we have connections with Ohio State University, their AAA, University of Cincinnati, Wright State University. And just recently this semester, we have attended a virtual conference called MASU. And basically it's the Midwest DESI Pacific Islander organization, where basically a bunch of student organizations, AAA across the Midwest, they come together and have a big conference, really explore our identities and to really learn from the experiences of one another. And so this is another big connection that we were able to make this semester with AAAs across like the nation. And that's also another big way for us to grow and learn from other organizations. And then really to continue to celebrate our culture. So when we first started, a lot of our culture celebrations are really centered towards East Asian countries, but now because we have representation from South Asian countries, we are also looking to celebrate Diwali this upcoming mid-November. And so that's very exciting for us. And then, finally, really starting to open the dialogue to explore and understand our identities. Recently, a lot of our events are just to celebrate our culture. And so another big push that we would like to start doing is really to dive deeper into those conversations, to really explore, who we are, our identities, and really to share our experiences to better understand one another and to better create that community and foster that community. And then if any of my e-board would like to add what we are today too.
So when I think of AAA, I think of family. We always refer to ourselves, or at least I refer to ourselves as, the word family, but with 3 A's in like family. Just because AAA is really meaningful to me, just because I was adopted from China, and I never really had that cultural identity until I came to college and found this amazing group of people. As individuals, as groups, they've really helped me shape my cultural identity and really appreciate my heritage more, because before that, I was never, into my heritage culture. And now I really find pride in that. And I'm really happy that I have found these people.
Thank you, Malin. Right.
All right.
And then
Go ahead on.
Yep, and then Malin, if you want to finish us off with our closing slide.
Yeah, so here are some of our links I'll send. So we have a little link tree, if you guys have heard of that. It's like a collection of all of our links from our website, our Instagram, our Facebook, LinkedIn, and there's also a link to President Spina's blog post that he wrote about us. So that's really cool. That's included in there in the link. So our email is AAA@udayton.edu if you want to send us an email and get connected with us. Our Instagram is also in that link tree that I sent. It's AAA_UDayton. We're pretty active on that. You can see everything from boba runs to just funny posts, crazy national holiday posts, like we've posted recently for National Cat Day, and highlighted a local cat cafe in Dayton, if you guys have heard of that. There's also this national holiday called National Throw Short People Day. And ironically, all the women on e-board are less than, so our heights range from 4'11" to 5'2". So we kind of highlighted the women on e-board for that day and listed all of our heights. So that was pretty fun. And then our Facebook page is just the University of Dayton or University of Dayton Asian American Association. And that is also linked in the link tree. So don't be a stranger, keep in touch, keep connected with us and stay updated. It's always fun to, see how other people interact with our social media.
Right, thank you, Maylin. And that is all for our presentation today, and we are happy to answer any questions.
You do have questions, and we also have some pre-submitted questions as well, but I'll start with the ones that are submitted right now. So the first question that popped up was, do you find that international students from Asian countries get involved with the club at UD?
Through my experiences with international students, so there's a thing called the International President Circle at UD, and last semester we were a part of that circle, and basically what that circle is programming for international students across the University of Dayton. And last semester we were planning to do a World Cup tournament, and that was a collaboration event that we were very looking forward to really get to know more international students from the university. And due to COVID, we were unable to do that event. But in terms of international students, we we have reached out to partner with like the Chinese Student Association to partner up with for Lunar New Year and so on. But in terms of networking with international students, a lot of our members who are international students are either friends with people within AAA. And so really to market to international students, we have tried our efforts to reach out to them personally, but that is still, I believe, an area that we can definitely work towards to really have the students in our organization, just because international students are the ones who really know about the culture to really educate us on. And so that is something as an Asian American Association, we are still working towards to create those internal bonds with other student organizations on campus.
We do have a good amount of international students or students who are not originally from like America that have joined our club. Either they've been here for a couple of years or like they aren't directly with an international program on campus, but they are from abroad. So we definitely have some engagement here and there, but it's not like centered around we don't have a whole bunch of partnerships quite yet with other international orgs specifically, but we do have some students.
Very good, very good. Okay, next question. I think this was a point of contention while I was still there, but do the names of the families change each year? And I'll follow that up with a question of my own, just to clarify with people, unless you mentioned the presentation already, but how are the families chosen? What's the process of that?
So I can go off of that. Our families are chosen mostly with, we center a lot of our events, our big events, festivals around the choosing of the family. So each fall we have a Mid-Autumn Festival, which is previously, before the Mid-Autumn Festival, we have a series of family events. So each family hosts an event to market themselves towards either freshmen or first year members who aren't yet in a family, and through joining those events they can kind of get a sense hopefully of what that family's about, even just to meet the people within the family and see like which people they click with or like who they're interested in joining a family, and then from there we send out like a form, an interest form, and they can like rank their family preference of like which family they're most interested in joining and kind of like that. And then it's the vice president's job to kind of organize and make sure that everyone gets into a family that of their choosing. There's really no wrong choice, I personally think, of our families, but that's one way of how we sort them into groups. And our Mid-Autumn Festival, or we'll have like a bigger event usually where we announce the families and like everyone can celebrate with their new family that they're chosen to be a part of. For our names, our names have been pretty set after this year, I think. I don't think we have any plans to change them, but having the Crazy Poor Asians as well as Asian Persuasion were both names that were here since the beginning. So I feel like unless there's any other contention within AAA, that those names will most likely remain, even though the parents along all of the elected positions within e-board even include the social committee, include the parents of the families, but those positions do change, but I don't think that the names of the families will. That answers your question.
Maintaining the legacy. Nice.
Yeah, and then the recruitment process is really fun. Unfortunately, like everything else, we've had to do all online. But our parents got really creative with like recruitment ideas this year. Like for example, I believe it was Asian Persuasion. We broke out into breakout rooms and we had to come up with, little dances, and we had like a little dance, a dance competition, and the song themes were Disney. So that was really fun. And then there's a game called Among Us. It's viral. It's so fun. And luckily that's like a virtual game. So we also, had Among Us battles. So yeah, our parents got really creative this year and it was super fun. I didn't think it would be as successful, but it was. So that's really good.
Yeah, throughout all of our recruitment weeks this this beginning of this semester, we had like around 30 members like joining on our Zoom calls, like or more. And so it's just really cool to see that members are still very engaged and very excited to join AAA. And even though we are separated into 3 separate families, we're still one big family. The smaller families are really just so that we can have just smaller conversations with one another. But we also host like bigger AAA events where everyone is there. And so you being in a family doesn't like limit you from meeting someone else from a different family, because we're just all one big family at the end of the day.
Very good, very good. And the final current question, it was more of like a compliment. Maylin, you're killing it on Instagram. I just wanted.
Thank you so
to share
much.
that.
It really means a lot.
Okay, so now we're going to the pre-submitted questions. So the first pre-submitted question is from Aiden Curran, alumni from 2013. And the question is, what are ways alumni/staff can get involved, especially during COVID with AAA?
I think honestly, just, don't be a stranger. Don't be afraid to reach out. Check up on our Insta. You're always invited to any of our events. You don't have to ask. Yeah, we love having alumni. I always ask Michael if he wants to attend some Zoom calls. Unfortunately, he's so busy with his new big boy job. But yeah, just don't be a stranger. We love talking to alumni. I just talked to one of the alumni, Jeremy Hill, the other day. He keeps in touch with us. So yeah, just we love to get involved. We'd love to talk to you, hear your ideas on what we can do to improve AAA. If you have some insights on that, if you want to help us, we're starting to implement, cultural identity. So if you want to like share your stories with us, that'd be amazing. So yeah, just I'd say just don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We have had some engagement with other Asian American staff at UD. I don't remember their acronym, but they have like a little organization where they all meet, and we've met with them a couple of times. I think for a lot of people, especially for our organization, we don't see a whole bunch of Asian American staff or faculty who are actively like engaged with the identity or wanting to engage with us. So I think any kind of reach out with us would be really appreciated, and we would definitely be willing to work with somebody or with any either an alumni or staff if they're interested in either talking to us or giving some advice, or if there's anything that they want to bring to our table that we are very open to, because I think that representation and that opportunity is something that we're missing, and we're hoping to gain either through connections with alumni as well as with the faculty. So that's one thing that we haven't quite yet explored, being a 2-year-old organization, but we definitely hope to in the future.
Yeah, and then I can send in the chat like all of our emails if any of you would like to reach out personally to any of us. So I'll do that in a second.
Yeah, I agree with both Maylin and Marie. As a growing organization, we're looking for new viewpoints. So if you have anything to add, we're very open to listening and learning. And all we want is for this organization to grow even more than it already has. So, yes.
Yes, we had our first guest speaker event this semester. It was super successful, and we learned a lot from that as well. And so we're continuously wanting to learn. And if there's something that you would like to share with us, we would definitely love to have an alumni guest speaker come like through Zoom and just really share with us, your experiences and knowledge, especially being in the workforce for how many years as an Asian American, and just really to share that experience with us. I think would be really helpful for college students who aren't very sure what to do yet, like after college. So
Yeah, and who was that guest speaker, Han?
Maylin, do you want to give us an explanation?
So, me being the outgoing, just random person that I am, I just came across this actor. He's been in he hasn't had like very big roles, but he's he's still made it way bigger than I ever will in Hollywood. So he's been on Fresh Off the Boat, Grey's Anatomy. He played a pilot. His name was Dave. He's been in the new Mulan movie, and then he's also currently in a series called Warrior. His name is Chen Tang. He's actually from the same part of China as I am, so that was really cool. So we actually learned so when he came to America, he went to Tennessee. And then when he went to LA, he just had this Southern accent, and everyone was like, yo, what is up? I've never seen an Asian with a Southern accent. So that was really fun to learn about him. He can turn it on and off when he wants to have an accent. Yeah, but it was really cool getting to know him, getting his perspective on Asian culture and everything. So yeah, it was really awesome that he was so nice about speaking with us and having an event.
Very nice. And we will do one more question here. It's a current question that just got answered. It's from an anonymous attendee, and he or she asked, diversity is an important conversation on campus. Do you think the Asian American voice is being brought to the table and represented? I thought this was a very important question, given everything happening in 2020.
I think I can take this one as a representative, but I think for representation, sometimes we have to push ourselves into the table rather than be invited. So not many times are people actively seeking our voices. So I think as an organization, we have been loud enough to be like, we would like a spot at this table. We would like to be involved in these conversations, and our voices do indeed matter, and they can add on in a variety of different ways from a variety of different viewpoints.
You definitely make a especially with Shara's position, that position was made so that we would be able to have a spot at the table with SGA, and that her position has only grown with this year. We've really just tried to utilize our AAA rep as well. She's overworked, I think, personally. She's a part of a ton of different committees and organizations, and I think that her role, especially to represent Asian Americans on campus, is really important, and it's definitely has only gotten more important as the year has gone on. In general, we hope that, I think that by pushing, we are able to have our voices heard, but obviously there are some setbacks. Of course, Shar is only one person. I think as the year goes on, or hopefully as the organization begins to grow, I'm hoping to bring in more members or other e-board members who would be willing to also make that step into joining the conversation, as well as promoting diversity within our community, because of course, our community is very small compared to the rest of the campus, but we also want to be able to represent ourselves well. And so I think that hopefully as we grow, that more representation will be available, as well as more people will be interested in advocating for diversity on campus.
Very good. Yeah. With that, I have one more kind of lingering question from a pre-question, and it was kind of answered during Han's conversation with finding opportunities. But how can professional Asian alumni help? Dr. Ping Yang, alumni of 2012, I would say to just reach out to these guys. These guys are very open and very creative in terms of how they provide opportunities for their members and for the Asian American community at Dayton. I have to say, this club has grown exponentially since even I've been here. It's been 2 years old now, but seeing the activity and everything from a distance has been so awesome. Could not have wished for a better outcome. I know there's a lot more to come too, but I'd like to say thank you. It's 12:33, wrapping up a little bit, but just wanted to say thank you to the AAA representatives for your discussions. Are there any last insights you guys want to share before we wrap up this meeting?
Yeah, and then just to add to that, I sent all of our emails in the chat. Feel free to email us. I would love to, well, and I'm sure we would all love to get to know any one of you. And just, hear out your ideas or just say hi. So yeah, just again, don't be a stranger, please.
Yeah, to reiterate what Han said before she had to leave, just to not be afraid to reach out, as well as we are definitely still a growing organization, and we are 500% willing and hoping to get any feedback on how we can grow better as an organization, or any suggestions that either can come from the alumni view, as well as anyone who has professional experience. We would love to have any input, as well as anyone who wants to get to know us or get connected with organization. I think that'd be a really awesome connection to make and hopefully continue to make.